On the day I died, my internet celebrity girlfriend, with whom I had been in a relationship for 10 years, announced the good news that she was pregnant, and the father of the child was my dearest younger brother, Julian. It was even her second child. When I opened my eyes again, I was reborn on the night when she announced the good news. I had won a lottery worth 1 billion yuan. Upon learning about it, my girlfriend immediately knelt down and begged for my forgiveness. Honey, it was all just hype. The person I love the most is you. My phone kept vibrating. It interrupted the nightmare I was having. I dreamed that I had a car accident on my way to propose to my girlfriend, Chloe, and died on the spot. That night, my internet celebrity girlfriend, who had been with me for 10 years, publicly announced the good news of her pregnancy online, but the father of the child was my dearest younger brother, Julian, the second child. Before falling asleep, my phone was connected to my girlfriend's live stream. At that time, my girlfriend's sweet voice rang out. I want to announce a piece of good news to everyone. She waved to the outside of the screen, and a man walked over and sat down beside her. She naturally leaned against his chest and said with a smile, "I'm pregnant, and the child is his." I took a closer look and saw that it was exactly my dearest younger brother, Julian. Just when I couldn't believe whether I had been reborn or not, my girlfriend dealt me another blow. She covered her face, completely fell into my brother's arms, and said shyly, "It's the second child." The barrage was scrolling crazily, and everyone was curious about the story of my girlfriend's long relationship. At this time, I noticed that there was an extra bracelet on my wrist that didn't belong to me. The way this knot was tied made a tall and graceful figure flash through my mind. She was the school beauty in my high school. She was also my white moonlight desk mate. However, we hadn't seen each other for many years. This tying method was quite common, and I probably just overthought it. I hid it in the cuff of my clothes, as if I were treasuring some priceless treasure. Was it protecting me? While I was distracted, my girlfriend pulled my attention back again. We met 10 years ago. At that time, I felt as if I'd been struck by lightning. I couldn't believe that I had been wearing this cuckold hat for a whole 10 years. My hand trembled as I swiped into the next live stream. The next live stream was the lottery draw for the double chromosphere. The host had just finished announcing the colors and numbers of the winning balls. I had also bought tickets for this issue, but in my previous life, I was already dead when the lottery result was announced, so I didn't see the result and didn't have the chance to claim a prize. In this life, I excitedly took out my lottery ticket and checked it. It wasn't until I had stared at the screen for so long that I dared to confirm. Damn it, I had won a lottery worth 1 billion yuan. Lion yuan. I couldn't care less about the pain of being cheated on by my first love and betrayed by my relatives. I scrambled to the lottery store. When I was almost at the store entrance, my brother called me. Seeing that I didn't answer, he sent me several text messages. "Did you go out? Didn't you say you were going to surprise her? You'll be late if you don't hurry." Oh, I suddenly remembered that all the plans for me to propose to my girlfriend were made by him. It was all because I trusted him too much that I listened to him about which car to take and which route to go. As a result, I had a car accident and died on the spot. We would also take meticulous care of each other when we were sick. Life was comfortable, reassuring, and a little bit inseparable. I quickly put my phone back in my pocket and walked quickly into the lottery store. Hello. I'm here to claim the prize." The store owner was a middle-aged man who wore glasses. He checked it over and over again with his hands trembling. He said with a smile, "Congratulations, sir. You are the luckiest person I've met since I opened the store." Soon, the news of my claiming the prize was synchronized in the live stream. Details of the 53,644th draw of the double chromosphere revealed that there were 25 first prizes, and a young lottery player in City, it won 11 billion yuan alone. After claiming the prize, I took a taxi and went home. As soon as I arrived at the door, I heard someone talking inside. It was my brother's confident voice. I called him several times just now, but he didn't answer and he didn't reply to my text messages either. I guess it worked out, and he's dead. My girlfriend asked teasingly, "Aren't you afraid? He's your own elder brother." My brother didn't care. "He's also your boyfriend." My girlfriend joked around a bit and said with a smile, "Honey, I don't have such a poor boyfriend." I never expected that on the night when I died, My two dearest people not only announced their relationship and pregnancy, but they even directly came to my home. I took a taxi and checked into a hotel. I turned on all the surveillance cameras at home and quietly recorded the evidence of their betrayal. They like to pursue excitement so much. Well then, let's take it to the extreme. A few days later, I received my after-tax bonus. I used this bonus to acquire a company and started to make efforts in my career. In my free time, through the surveillance, I knew that my girlfriend and my brother had been living in my home. They did everything they should and shouldn't do, providing me with a lot of evidence of their betrayal. I pretended not to know what was going on between them and invited them to have dinner at a restaurant with a large flow of people. I said that I wanted to formally introduce them to each other. When we met, my girlfriend and my brother's expressions were very unnatural. After all, they both thought I was dead. My girlfriend and I sat on one side, and my brother sat across from me. I intertwined my fingers with my girlfriend. Ensign looked at my brother. "Brother, this is the girl I told you about before, the one I've been with for 10 years. My brother suddenly said, "I know her." My girlfriend gave him a silent glare, as if flirting. She also kicked my younger brother under the table. My younger brother held back his laughter and added, "Isn't she quite a famous internet celebrity? I'm even her fan." My girlfriend smiled naturally, and their eyes met. "Thank you." After the meal, I waved to the waiter. "You two are the people I care about the most in this world, so I want to announce an important decision to you today." The waiter pushed over a dining cart filled with roses. I picked up one of the roses and got down on one knee in front of my girlfriend. "It's my great honor to have accompanied you through the unknown period. Although I may not be able to give you the life you want right now, I'm willing to keep striving for you. Will you marry me?" Quite a few passers-by gathered around to watch. They even started to cheer me on. "Say yes. Say yes. Say yes." But after seeing what I had prepared, my girlfriend slowly furrowed her brows. She quietly glanced at my younger brother. Gradually, more and more people gathered around. Some recognized my girlfriend. However, my younger brother and I looked quite similar. After seeing us, they didn't recognize that the man in the live stream that day wasn't me. I handed the rose to my girlfriend and waited for her response. Some onlookers were puzzled and pointed at us, saying, "Aren't you already having your second child? Why aren't you married yet?" Another person who liked to watch the excitement replied, "Could it be that you got pregnant before marriage and are getting married because of the baby?" I pretended not to know that my girlfriend had announced her pregnancy and looked at those onlookers strangely. Before I could open my mouth to ask, my girlfriend, who had been silent for a long time, quickly took the flower. "I will." I refocused my attention on her. Really, my younger brother was just about to pat my shoulder to comfort me, but he froze in place when he heard this. "What?" I said. "I'm willing to marry you, honey." Thunderous applause and blessings filled the scene. Those comments from the onlookers just now were drowned out in the crowd. I said very guiltily, "But I haven't prepared the engagement ring yet." My girlfriend seemed not to care at all. She pulled me up and hugged me. "It doesn't matter." Since this was a place with a very dense flow of people and my girlfriend was an internet celebrity herself, the fact that I proposed to my girlfriend was filmed and posted online. It quickly became a hot topic. Taking advantage of the popularity, my girlfriend's live stream lasted until early morning. When she got off the live stream, she thought I was asleep, so she let my younger brother in her house. I thought they would do something immoral, but instead, I heard them arguing. My younger brother's voice was very impatient. "How long are you planning to deceive him? Didn't you say you were going to make our relationship public?" My girlfriend also got excited and complained, "It's all your fault. If you hadn't been so clumsy in handling things, he wouldn't still be alive now, and I wouldn't have to tell such a big lie." While arguing, the two of them ended up on the bed again. I seized the opportunity to open the door and caught them in bed. "Do you know what you're doing?" The two of them put on their clothes in a fluster, but the remorseful scene that I had imagined didn't appear. The air at the scene seemed to freeze. I looked at my girlfriend and took the initiative to say, "We've been together for 10 years. During these 10 years, I've never been unfaithful to you for a single moment. Is this how you treat me?" My girlfriend suddenly became hysterical. "How dare you say we've been together for 10 years? Do you know how I've spent these 10 years? Do you know that my current popularity is all supported by the big spenders in my live stream. Without them, I would have starved long ago. What about you? What have you given me? You say you love me. How do you love me? Just with your mouth? Your love is too cheap. I sneered. Since when have you become so materialistic? Compared to my younger brother, I was indeed poor. My parents were partial and left all their property to my younger brother. When we were in middle school, before my younger brother took a fancy to a car, my parents bought it without hesitation. Even if it was bought, it could only gather dust. But when I wanted to buy an extracurricular book, they told me to figure it out on my own. My girlfriend looked me up and down and said in a sarcastic tone, "You can't even afford an engagement ring. What kind of future do you want to give me? If I'm not materialistic, will our children starve in the future?" I stared deeply at my younger brother and said self-mockingly, "Is it because of these that you even wanted to kill me?" Hearing this sentence, my girlfriend's tone softened a little, as if she also knew that this was a very excessive thing. She replied neither too lightly nor too heavily, "Well, you didn't die anyway. Thank you for telling me these things. The audience will surely thank you too, allowing them to have such a wonderful piece of gossip before going to bed. Come on, face the camera, say a bit more." I took out my phone from my pocket and held it in front of them. Due to concerns about the scale of the live stream, I didn't take my phone out of my pocket when catching them in bed. Only then did they realize that I had started a live stream with my real name authenticated account and broadcasted the whole conversation just now live. My girlfriend quickly covered her face with her hands and shouted, "Make him turn it off." My younger brother shamelessly got off the bed and tried to cover the camera with his hand. "Brother, it's all my fault. Could you please be magnanimous and forgive me?" Taking advantage of my girlfriend's popularity, more and more people enter my live stream. One who can summarize it. I'm late. Here comes the one who can summarize. The host is the boyfriend of the big internet celebrity Chloe, who has been with her for 10 years. After she became famous, she cheated on him with his younger brother, and now she's hiding from him that she's pregnant with her second child. Oh my God, is this the reward for me staying up late? I can't believe that such an innocent-looking internet celebrity is this kind of person. I feel so sorry for the host. He deserves someone better. With such a bad character, can she be blocked? Taking advantage of the popularity of the proposal incident, the revelations in my live stream also became a hot search topic. It even surpassed the proposal and climbed to the top of the hot search list. After seeing the news, my girlfriend's agency was trying to get the trending topic about her scandal removed. No matter how much money they spent, they didn't succeed. At the same time, an executive of the platform called me. "Hello, Mr. President. How would you like to handle this?" I left my girlfriend's house and went back to my newly bought villa. I took out the diamond ring with dozens of carats that I had prepared today, crossed my legs, and put on the desk. I said in a low voice, "I want them to beg me in person." The executive, Liam, relayed my request to Chloe. After hearing that the platform boss wanted to communicate in person, Chloe rushed over immediately. Liam told me she's already at the door. I yawned and asked him to tell Chloe again. "Let's make it tomorrow instead. I don't want to see her right now." I wondered what her reaction would be when she found out that the platform boss was me. Tomorrow, I thought Chloe would leave angrily. However, she squatted outside my company's door all night. My younger brother also squatted there with her. "Don't worry, baby, I'll always be with you." My brother's really something. It's not that big of a deal, yet he wants to take away your job, but with him being penniless and powerless, after we deal with the platform boss, he'll be a piece of cake. Everyone will just think it's a script, and you'll become even more popular instead. He gently hugged Chloe, and the two of them fell asleep like this until I showed up the next day. Chloe still said disdainfully, "Were you following me? Although you took advantage of me to gain some fame, I can still handle this little thing." My younger brother saw me and asked, "Brother, what are you doing here? Applying for a security guard position?" After that, he also said hypocritically, "If you're really short of money, you can tell me. I can support you." The employees arrived at their posts one after another. When they passed by me, they all took the initiative to greet me. "Good morning, General Manager Daniel." Hearing this title, Chloe's and my younger brother's faces instantly darkened, and they looked at me in disbelief. I slowly opened the door of the president's office, held my head high, and walked in. I heard them whispering about me behind my back. When did this good-for-nothing become the president? Is it fake? Liam cleared his throat and appeared beside them. Ahem, do you have an appointment? General Manager Daniel is not someone you can meet just as you like. Chloe endured her impatience and showed him the call record from last night, asking politely, "But didn't we say last night that we could meet today?" "Sorry, I'll ask again. Do you have an appointment? If not, please leave. Otherwise, I'll call the security guards." At that time, I said, "It's okay, let them in. Let's get straight to the point. I'm not short of money." Liam was afraid that they would do something extreme, so he called a few security guards to stand guard at the door. I waved at him, and then he closed the door uneasily. General Manager Daniel, call me if you need anything. Chloe was a person who knew how to adapt to circumstances. Different from her arrogant and domineering look just now, she put on a pitiful expression. She quickly exchanged a look with my younger brother silently and said affectionately, "Sorry, honey. Actually, he and I were just hyping things up. You know, we've been together for 10 years. Of course, the person I love the most is you." I was completely unmoved. My younger brother immediately cooperated and started arguing with her. "What about me? What do you take me for? You're nothing. You're just a tool for my hype." Chloe slapped him hard. The force was so strong that my younger brother's head turned to one side. He didn't seem to expect that Chloe would hit him in a fit of anger. He swung his hand and hit her back. During this period, the work intensity was high, and Chloe's health wasn't very good in the first place. Besides, she was pregnant. She staggered and fell to the ground, trembling as she covered her lower abdomen with her hand. My younger brother was still immersed in the act and looked at her coldly with his hands on his hips. "Serves you right. It's your own fault." For the next second, glaring blood flowed from the inside of Chloe's thigh. Only then did my younger brother panic and squat down in front of her. "Baby, are you okay?" My younger brother sent her to the hospital in time. However, she brought me back an abortion operation form. Her face was pale, and her voice was much weaker than before. She looked pitiful. "Honey, I had the baby aborted. Can we start over? I know you can't bear to part with me." When we first got together, before she sold the puppy, I mean that she gave me to someone else in order to scrape together more money to buy live streaming equipment as soon as possible. Mean could be regarded as our love token. I was really angry at that time. It was also the first time I got angry with her after we got together. She realized the seriousness of the matter and rarely took the initiative to admit her mistake. Mean was eventually sold to someone else, but I still forgave her at that time. She probably thought that I would be the same as that time now. However, I just glanced at the foreman differently and said solemnly, "We broke up and the engagement is off." Her eyes filled with tears, which suddenly rolled down. Two clear tear stains were very conspicuous on her pale face. "Honey," I frowned and stopped her sternly. "Don't call me that. It makes me sick." Chloe didn't give up. She walked to my side and gently took my arm, but at that time, Liam pushed the office door open a little. Without my permission, he didn't dare to come in directly. "General Manager Daniel, sorry to disturb you. According to the reserved time, you should discuss the details of this cooperation with the partners of the new project. Are you available now?" To make herself look even more pitiful, Chloe suppressed her sobs. The frequency of her shoulder trembling increased a lot, but I pretended not to see it and nodded, saying, "It's convenient. Come in." Behind Liam was a woman. He introduced her to me. The partner this time is an internet celebrity with millions of followers. She is Eva. The woman showed me a graceful smile. "Yeah, long time no see." She was Ava, the school beauty in my high school. She was beautiful, kind-hearted, and had excellent grades. We were desk mates for a while, and she also helped me with quite a lot of questions during the breaks. So when it came to memories of high school, it was all about piles of exercises, the sunset glow, and her. After the college entrance examination, I had planned to confess my love to her, but she didn't reply to any of the messages I sent her. Not long after that, I heard that she had gone abroad, and I never heard from her again. Then I quietly pulled my arm out of Chloe's hand, and the bracelet on my wrist slipped out. Ava saw the scene clearly. When her eyes touched that bracelet, they lit up. "If it's inconvenient, I can come back later." "No, I'm free now. Liam, please take her away from me." "Okay, General Manager Daniel." Chloe's eyes suddenly became fierce. "Don't touch me." She quickly walked up to Ava. She was completely different from before and raised her hand, ready to slap Ava. Based on my impression of Ava, she used to be a very gentle and quiet person. I was worried that she would be bullied and was about to protect her, but soon she grabbed Chloe's wrist. Ava's emotions were still so calm. "Please respect yourself." Chloe stared at her angrily. It seemed that they had held grudges against each other for a long time. Out of the blue, she said, "You still hadn't given up back then, right? I knew you had always been coveting him." I stared at her in confusion. "Make it clear." I had told Chloe about what happened back then. How could she know about it? Chloe thought that being honest could win my heart back, so she confessed everything. "Actually, I liked you as early as in the first year of high school, but I saw that she was always by your side and had such good grades. I felt inferior and didn't dare to approach you. On the day when the college entrance examination ended, everyone in the class had left. I finally summoned up a bit of courage, and I happened to see her put. I went up to her and told her that I already liked someone, and that person was me. After she left, I quietly took away her love letter." Her eyes darkened, and the tenderness just now seemed like an illusion. Suddenly, she turned her eyes to Ava. "As for the dog she gave you, I sold it to someone else long ago." Only then did I understand that the so-called love token she mentioned at that time was actually a gift from Ava to me. No wonder she could sell it to others so casually. Ava's eyes immediately turned red, and with a slap, she hit Chloe very neatly. Chloe didn't want to be outdone and wanted to rush forward to pull Ava's hair. "Enough." Seeing this, I slapped the table hard. The force was so strong that the tea in the teacup shook out, and a few drops spilled onto the table. Chloe immediately quieted down. The scene was terribly quiet. I pinched the bridge of my nose and ordered, "Take her away." "Yes." Chloe glared at Ava angrily while shouting, "Honey, please think about it again. I'm really willing to do anything for you." Only the two of us were left in the room. I was the first to break the silence. "I'm sorry for making you a laughingstock." Ava shook her head as if she hadn't fully digested what Chloe had just said. I poured her a cup of hot tea and gently patted her on the shoulder. Over the years, she wanted to say something, but my phone rang at an inappropriate time. It was my younger brother's call. She said considerately, "Answer it first." "Sorry." As soon as I picked up the phone, my younger brother's angry voice came through. Even without putting it on speakerphone, the people around could hear it clearly. "What did you tell her?" "She wants to divorce me." Before I could reply, he continued on his own, "Forget it. I have plenty of money. I'll win her back sooner or later. What's more, we're about to have our second child, and you can't envy that no matter what." "Really? You better check it again." It seemed that he didn't know that Chloe had already aborted their child. Without giving him a chance to ask back, I hung up the phone in one breath and put him on the blacklist. Instead, I looked at Ava and asked, "What were you going to say just now?" She hesitated for a moment and finally said, "Over the years, actually I've tried to come back to find you." I didn't expect that someone as ordinary as me could be remembered by her. We hadn't chatted for more than a couple of sentences when our conversation was interrupted again. The executive pushed the door open a crack and said cautiously, "Sorry, President. There are two people who claim to be your parents. They said they have something urgent to talk to you. Do you want to let them in?" In the past, my parents didn't even show a bit of concern during festivals. Now that they heard I had made something of myself, they finally remembered that they had a son like me. It's really ridiculous. Before I could respond, Ava said, "I'll accompany you outside." When it came to my relationship with my parents, Ava was the one who knew it best. Once, during a monthly exam, I didn't rank among the top 3 in the class. My parents scolded me severely and didn't even let me have dinner. But that day, my younger brother also got his monthly exam results. He was second from the bottom in the class. However, my parents didn't scold him at all. "Julian is so great. You even took part in the school's monthly exam. What do you want? Mom will buy it for you. Where do you want to go and play? Dad will take you there." All the excitement was theirs, while I huddled alone in the corner of my room, reviewing my wrong answers. The next day, I fainted in class because of low blood sugar. Ava was the first to notice and took me to the school infirmary. Since then, she also knew that I didn't have a good relationship with my family. Whenever she encountered similar situations, she would try to accompany me. If there's anything that makes you unhappy, just tell me. I'll accompany you to solve it together. She always used to say. That memory overlapped with reality. She raised her eyebrows slightly and said softly, "Call me whenever you need me." I nodded and then said to the executive, "Let them in." As soon as the door was opened, my parents carefully looked around my office. My mother spoke first. "Daniel, I heard from your younger brother that you've been doing well in your career recently. Our family's company has encountered some difficulties recently. Could you please help us out? I've also heard about what happened between him and your girlfriend. Everyone makes mistakes. As an elder brother, be magnanimous and forgive him." I folded my arms and said indifferently, as if it had nothing to do with me, "Want to plead for him? Just talking isn't enough. My father tried to make up for it. Then what do you want us to do? Over the years, your parents have realized that we might not have shown you enough love. We hope you won't take it to heart. After all, we're family." I crossed my legs and casually said the most ambitious words. "All right then, leave all the family property to me. Don't leave any for my younger brother." My mother's face immediately fell, and she pointed at me, so angry that she became incoherent. "You impossible. Everything in the family will be left to your younger brother in the future." My father quickly grabbed her hand and stopped her in a low voice. "Don't say that. Then it seems that you're capable of solving the crisis that the company is facing this time on your own." I pretended to drive them out. My mother regained quite a bit of her sanity and suppressed her impulse to rage. "Except for this, we can agree to anything you ask." I raised my eyebrows with a smile on my lips and teased. "Then kneel down." My mother's anger, which she had just managed to suppress, flared up again in an instant, and she shouted loudly, "Are you even saying something human? I've never seen such an unfilial child like you. This won't do, that won't do. You came to me for help without any sincerity at all. All right, let's stop arguing." My father stepped in to smooth things over before we came. "We told your younger brother. He also knows he's wrong and is on his way here to apologize to you as soon as he finishes speaking. Before we saw my younger brother, we heard his voice. Damn it, just because I call you brother, you really think you're something?" The next moment, he angrily pushed the door open with his hand, always keeping his hands in his pockets. When he was almost in front of me, he took his hand out of his pocket and pulled out a sharp knife, pointing it at me while swearing continuously. A strong smell of alcohol filled my nostrils. Seeing him like this, my parents were terribly frightened. They wanted to stop him, but didn't dare to. "Julian, you're still young. Don't do anything stupid. You'll go to jail for this. What will our family do if you go to prison?" It was really funny. My parents tried to persuade him with a lot of words, but not a single word came from the perspective of caring about me. My younger brother turned around and gestured to my parents to keep quiet. They obeyed in horror and immediately shut their mouths. My younger brother refocused his attention on me. Although I don't know what tricks he used to be able to sit here and put on this act, whether it's the family property or Chloe, they're all mine. I was amused by his ignorant words. "What? Hasn't anyone told you the truth yet? There probably won't be much money left in the family for you. Don't you know that Chloe had an abortion?" He held the knife and walked closer to me, saying harshly, "What did you say? If you don't believe me, ask them yourself." He looked at my parents and asked for confirmation. "Is there really no money left in the family?" My parents nodded embarrassedly. My younger brother's face turned ashen, and he raged. "When did it happen? Why didn't you tell me?" Letting him act like a clown and still regard those lost things as his capital. My mother's eyes were a bit evasive as she said in a low voice, "We can solve it. Don't worry." My father didn't dare to reply at all and only nodded timidly beside her. I mercilessly exposed them. "You can solve it. Then why did you come to beg me today? Who were you pretending for?" My parents were left speechless by my retort. What happened with Chloe is also true. My younger brother pointed the tip of the knife at my chest as if he would stab it hard into my heart. The next second, my mother couldn't help shouting at him, "Julian, calm down and don't do something you'll regret." Instead, I was looking forward to him making a move. I was just worried that I wouldn't have a chance to send him to prison. I leaned close to his ear and provoked him in a volume that only the two of us could hear clearly. It's a pity you didn't succeed last time, but with you like this, you won't succeed even in your next life. As expected, my younger brother was enraged. Anger rushed to his brain, and all his reason turned into nothing. He was so angry that he trembled all over and ashed hard at my heart at the critical moment. A pair of hands pushed me away. An unexpected figure blocked in front of me. It was Chloe. She knew my younger brother's situation and came specifically to block this knife for me. The sharp knife stabbed into her chest. She really had some feelings for my younger brother. She let out a miserable scream, splashing a lot of blood and collapsing on the ground, still muttering something continuously. The floor was immediately covered in a pool of blood, looking extremely shocking. Hearing the commotion inside, Ava ran in. She first saw the blood on the floor and then fixed her eyes on me, running towards me quickly. "I'm okay. That's not my blood," I said. She carefully checked if I was injured, so worried that her eyes were misted over. She couldn't relax no matter what I said. While checking, I saw that she was wearing a bracelet necklace around her neck. It was exactly the same as the one on my hand. Until she confirmed with her own eyes that I was okay, her tears gushed out instantly, and she hugged me tightly. Fortunately, it's not the same as last time. The security guards rushed in and restrained my younger brother. "General Manager Daniel, are you okay?" "I'm okay, don't worry. Call an ambulance and the police? Okay." General Manager Daniel. Hearing that the police were going to be called, my parents panicked instantly. "Daniel, you're also a member of our family. If your own younger brother has a criminal record, you won't be able to hold your head up either. What do you want? Mom will give you anything. Don't you want Mom to kneel down and beg you? Mom will kneel right now. Do you think this is okay?" She knelt down on the ground with a thud. Seeing this, my father also knelt down. Seeing how willing they were to do this, I felt even more ridiculous about my own existence. Seeing that I remained unmoved, my mother was so anxious that her eyes turned red and said, "Mom and Dad are cowards to you. Do you think it's okay?" Unlike her previous anger, this time what she showed was more of fear of being punished by the law. "If you want to plead, save your energy and do it when the police arrive." I gave the security guards a wink. They understood what I meant, took them out of the office, and found an empty room to watch over them until the police came. My younger brother was still drunk and kept struggling when he was taken out of the office, shouting angrily, "Damn it! If it weren't for you, Chloe wouldn't have ended up in the hospital. You're the one who should die." In the end, Chloe was taken to the hospital alone. Only Ava and I were left in the office. I lowered my voice and asked her, "Do you know that thing?" I meant the thing about my death in the car accident. Yeah, in the previous life, Ava had just got off work. On her way home, she happened to see that someone had a car accident on the road. Coincidentally, the victim turned out to be her desk mate Daniel, whom she hadn't seen for many years. She immediately called 120, but the result was not satisfactory. After several hours of rescue efforts, she received the news of his death. The doctor needed to contact his family. She found his mobile phone and tried to call his girlfriend, younger brother, and parents, but none of them answered. She saw the trunk full of roses and could probably guess his intention. She said regretfully, "If only I could have been by your side earlier." She put the peace bracelet that she had worn for over 10 years on his hand. Although it couldn't ensure his safety in this life, she hoped that he could live a happy and peaceful life in another world. She thought that seeing him again after years of not seeing each other for the first time was already heartbreaking enough. But when she opened her eyes again, she found that the time had gone back to the day when he had the car accident. She indirectly learned about his current situation through his internet celebrity girlfriend, Chloe. It wasn't until he started his own live stream that she realized that he hadn't been living well. To confirm his safety and at the same time not be too abrupt, she thought of meeting him through cooperation, and that's how this reunion came about. I stroked the peace bracelet on my hand with a soft look in my eyes. "Then this was also given by you, right?" "Yes, thank you." I gently hugged her. Her hands subconsciously lifted up. She had wanted to hug me back, but it seemed that she thought of something and finally put them down again. I remembered the words that my girlfriend had confessed not long ago. It turned out that back then, the feeling of being attracted wasn't just my illusion alone. And that little puppy I received back then, I never expected that it was actually given by Ava and was given to me by my girlfriend as a borrowed favor. In the end, I couldn't keep it. All the time thinking about the years we had missed and the regrettable misunderstandings, I felt very complicated. I'm sorry. Hearing me say so many polite words in a row, Ava suddenly smiled. This conversation reminded me of the time when we were desk mates in high school. I didn't become familiar with her right from the start either. This question isn't as difficult as you think. Do you want me to explain it to you? Thank you. Then I'll trouble you. The evening afterglow shone on Ava through the window sill of the classroom. She had a high ponytail. Her neck was fair, slender, and long, and she sat upright like a graceful and refined young lady from a noble family. During the process of explaining the question, she would occasionally use her eyes to check if I was following her train of thought. For a moment, the setting sun hidden in her eyes lit up my world. I wasn't very quick at grasping things in the first place, and with my mind wandering, she patiently explained it several times before I finally understood the question. Sorry for wasting your time. At that time, Ava's cheeks were slightly flushed. After hesitating for a while, she said a sentence that I still haven't forgotten until now. The next moment, we both spoke at the same time. I could trouble you more often. The fact that Chloe blocked the knife for me dominated the hot search, and the thing that she and my younger brother conspired to cause my car accident was also exposed, causing her reputation to plummet. My younger brother was taken away by the police for attempted intentional homicide. My parents were busy trying to revive the company while also figuring out ways to get my younger brother out of the police station, and my life got back on track. Because of their farce, my career became even more prosperous. Many people learned about the bond that Ava and I had missed in those years, and they started to ship our couple. Even a well-known wedding dress company came to us and offered a high price to invite Ava and me to do promotion for them. They said to do whatever we wanted with the shooting, just highlight the happiness of being in love and showcase the texture of our wedding dresses. Hearing this requirement seemed lenient, but actually required a lot of technical skills. An idea popped into my mind. We can shoot a script about a long love journey. We met in school days, fell in love during the working period, and finally walked into the marriage hall. What do you think? There were no misunderstandings, no hesitations, and no dramatic twists and turns. It was full of reassuring happiness. It could also make up for our regrets back then. She smiled with her eyes curving, looking extremely gentle, and said, "Okay." In the first scene, we put on school uniforms. Although many years had passed since high school, when we put on the school uniforms again, it seemed that time had gone back to the starting point. It was different from reality. On the night when the college entrance examination ended, not only did she write me a love letter, but I also wrote one for her. I wrote, "This is my love letter for you." We were shy because of our tacit understanding. At the same time, we were also very happy after confirming our feelings for each other. This video wouldn't be as tortuous as those melodramatic shows. In the next two scenes, we went to the same university to study. When we graduated, we each entered the companies we had dreamed of working for. There would be occasional bickering in our relationship, but our love and tolerance could overcome all difficulties. Soon the shooting came to the last scene. We walked into the marriage hall as we wished and changed into wedding clothes. Ava was wearing a trailing wedding dress, looking very dignified and holy. There were many diamond beads adorning the wedding dress. Even without moving, just standing there, it could reflect a pure white light. It looked really eye-catching. Even though there were many cameras around, I still had a feeling that I was beyond the shooting. I really wanted her to be my bride. I got down on one knee, took out the prepared wedding ring, and asked, "Will you marry me?" Ava's eyes were so beautiful, and at this moment they were glistening. With tears, she said softly, "I will." We exchanged rings and hugged each other affectionately. The shooting ended perfectly at this point. I was still hugging her and didn't let go for a long time. She wasn't in a hurry to push me away either. I suppressed my heart that seemed to jump out of my chest and kissed her on the side of her face. I was so nervous that my voice even cracked when I spoke. "Will you be my wife?" Before I could finish my words, I heard her equally trembling voice. It was gentle but firm. It was the answer that I had been longing for day and night. She said, "I will." We kissed in the blessings and applause of everyone.